Hello!
Hi,
Hi
everybody.
everyone. My name is Helen and I'm here with Darren.
Hi. Yeah.
Um, we are here today to talk to you about Coolest Projects Ireland, which is a really exciting Coolest Projects event from the Raspberry Pi Foundation. And we will be in Ireland in person on the 1st of March 2025, which we are really excited about. In this call today, we are going to be chatting about a few things. I am going to talk to you about what Coolest Projects is, who it's for, how it works, how we can get there, all the support that's available to you. And then Darren is going to do some of the fun stuff and dive into some of the really cool projects that we've had for Coolest Projects in the past, and give you a little idea of the kinds of things that young people are making and the kinds of things that you can do for Coolest Projects Ireland. If you are joining us live, hello. If you want to say hi in the chat and tell us where you're joining from, that's great. And I will get started telling you all about Coolest Projects Ireland. So, many people will know Coolest Projects already, but for those of you who don't, welcome. Coolest Projects is the Raspberry Pi Foundation's amazing celebration of young people and the amazing thing that they make with code. So Coolest Projects is a showcase, first and foremost. It is really an opportunity for young people to share what they've made with code with the world, get recognition, reward, and know that the things that they do with code are valued and that they can really feel encouraged and motivated to keep coding. We have a couple of things for Coolest Projects. So we have an online showcase, which is open to any young person anywhere in the world. And we also run in-person events in some countries, and Ireland is one of those countries. So we're coming to you in Ireland 1st of March 2025. Coolest Projects is open to any young person up to the age of 18. And I'll show you a little bit more about who it's for, the kinds of things you can make and what you can bring. I just want to say hi to some people who have joined us in the chat. The web gal says hello. Thank you for joining us. Got Ibrahim, hello. Thanks, everyone. If you're joining us now, do say hi. So we talked about what Coolest Project is. We've now got Coolest Project Ireland. So I said Saturday, the 1st of March, 2025. And also to note, we are in the Sport Ireland Campus National Indoor Training Centre in Dublin. It's a brand new venue for us, which we're excited about. And if you've been to a Coolest Project Ireland event before, the main thing you'll notice when you get there is it's much bigger. So we've got even more space this year to get more of your amazing projects in. Coolest Projects Ireland is open to any young person up to age 18, as I said, and it is for young people based in Northern Ireland or in the Republic of Ireland. And registration is opening very soon. So straight after Christmas, we're back into it. Registration opens on the 14th of January, and it is open until the 14th of February. And I'll talk a little bit about how you can register. Spoiler, it's very straightforward. We've got a really short online form for you to complete. Now, if you haven't done Coolest Projects before, how does it work? So Coolest Project is a little bit like a sort of a science fair, but for computing. So it's really hands-on. It's a great fun hands-on event. And the way it works is young people make something with code. And the really nice thing about Coolest Projects is we are open to any kind of hardware or software. So it's for all digital projects. And it really is also for all levels. So beginner all the way through to advanced, anything in between. If it's digital, it has got a home at Coolest Projects. So our events are in person, hands-on, really fun. They are always free to attend. And one of my favorite things about them is there are sort of swag bags, which are great. So t-shirts for everyone. T-shirts for all the young people who attend, swag bags where we give away a lot of really cool stuff. So loads of great digital things to play with, great stuff in there. And also every single young person who participates gets a certificate so they can get the recognition of the amazing things that they've made with codes. Another brilliant thing about young in-person events for young people is that we have bursaries to support travel costs. So we can really help get you there to the event. So if you're thinking about participating, you think, I've got a group of young people I'd like to bring, maybe we need a minibus, you'd like some help with the cost of travel to get there, anything like that, you can apply for a bursary to support you to attend. And we try and make bursaries as easy as possible for you guys. So when you register, you tell us that you'd like a bursary, and then we'll let you know in advance how much you've been awarded. And then we also will pay that bursary in advance by bank transfer, so that you've got that ahead of the event, and we are not asking for sort of expenses and receipts for that. So you'll be awarded your bursary to help you get there. We also give lunch to all young participants on the day. Think a giant queue for sandwiches, lunch bags everywhere, just so that everybody gets to eat together. It's really fun. And I think fun is the main thing about in-person events, because they really are about connecting the community locally with people you might know from other clubs. If you're new, meet other people who are also really interested and engaged with coding. So it's a big community event. And another thing that we try to do is have lots of hands-on making and coding. So while you're there, you're sharing your project and what young people have made, but you've also got the chance to see other projects and get hands-on with some fun stuff that you can do. We've had all sorts, retro gaming consoles. One of our team built an incredible coding escape room last year. There is lots of very hands-on stuff to play with. And it is simple to attend. So when you come to an event, bring your project. That's what we need from you. Bring your project so you can display it, and we will allocate you a desk, a plug socket. I keep saying we're probably the event with the most plug sockets in the country, one for every project. So we'll get you plugged in, set up, and you can display your project. So that's the event itself and how it works. And now I'd like to talk just a little bit more about the what you can enter. So I said that we take any project with any hardware or software at any level, and we absolutely do. So those projects are entered into 7 categories. We've got web, games, Scratch. We get a lot of fantastic Scratch projects, people submitting their first ever Scratch project. We've got mobile apps, advanced programming and hardware. And new for 2025, which I'm excited about, is we have an AI category. So there's lots of opportunity for you to play with artificial intelligence, machine learning, enter something new, and get the sort of some AI projects out there. So it's a really good hook if you're thinking about doing this with any of the young people that you work with. We now have an AI category for their projects. And another thing I want to highlight is when we say all levels from beginner to advanced, we really mean all levels from beginner to advanced. And that is, for me, the absolute joy of those projects. So a lot of what young people submit is their very first Scratch projects that they've ever made, which are fantastic. So I think the thing about Coolest Projects being a showcase and not a competition is that it's about your coolest projects, not the most technical projects out there, not the best ones, something that your young people have made and that they are proud of and want to share with the world. And Dan will show you some examples in a second of the kinds of projects that we get. Young people can enter individually or in teams of up to 5. And you can use Coolest Projects as a great way to make something new. What better motivation than making something and bringing it along to an event? Or Coolest Projects is absolutely the best place for things that you've already made and are proud of. So if you work in a school, if you work in a coding club, and young people are making something as part of the club or the classes that you run, you can then bring them along to Coolest Projects, things that they have already made. It's really worthwhile. And a special shout out here for things that you have made for other events. Coolest Projects is also the perfect place for those. If you put a lot of effort into making something for an event or another competition, do bring it along to Coolest Projects so young people can get even more recognition for what they've made and the hard work that they've done. I know a lot of teachers, a lot of educators will be really focused on making projects for ESB Science Blast, which is coming up next year. If you've made a digital project for that, absolutely bring it along to Coolest Projects. It's a great opportunity to get some feedback on projects and have a look at what other people have made, try yours out. Would really recommend, if you've made something, you put the hard work into it already, bring it along to the event and get some more recognition for what you've done. So that's what you can enter. And now this is my most boring slide, I promise. This is just the how you can enter. So it's really straightforward. So like I said, registration opens on the 14th of January. Registering is really straightforward, and the website link that you need is right there, coolsprojects.org/take-part. We've got a short registration form where you just tell us about the young people who made the project and give us a short description of the project. You can, because you bring the project to the event, you can keep working on the project itself right up until event day. And also, projects don't need to be completed to be brought along to the event. So if you've got an idea and you want to start work, absolutely register, even if it's not finished. We also can update details. So if you've got a project but you're not quite sure what it is, I am very happy to receive a project name TBC description, and then we'll come back to you and put the details in later. So registration is a really short form to give us some details. That opens on the 14th of January. A point about registration that's useful to know: if the young people who've built the project are under 13, then an adult needs to register for them, just so we can manage the data that we receive from young people. So under 13s, an adult needs to register for them. That could be a teacher, a parent, another mentor, a club leader, a family member, anyone, any adult can then help young people under 13 register. Or if they're over 13, they can either register themselves or an adult can register for them. And once you've done that registration, we will email you to confirm your place and get all the details that we need from you for the event. And I'll recap this at the end, but coolestprojects.org/take-part is the one that you need. And now I'm going to pass over to Darren, who's going to chat to you about some of the really cool projects that we've seen for Coolest Projects previously.
Thank you, Helen. I was also just trying to answer the question there, Naveen, but for some reason it won't come through to you. But on our website, coclub.org, we have a new AI toolkit that may give you some inspiration along the lines of what you're asking there. So go check that out. Yeah, so I pulled out a couple of projects that I wanted to just sort of talk about. When we sort of, Helen was saying about sort of very simple, they don't have to be out of this world projects. And one of the, a few that I really like was the falling coin game. And what we can do, we'll share a link to that for you. But what I liked about this was, there you go. So what I liked about falling coin game is it's just a very simple project. It's a real simple sort of moving the chicken left to right. You've got to catch the eggs. I've been playing with it a lot today, and unfortunately not very good at it. It was a brilliant game. So I really loved that. And then Webgal, who's on the call, made Leah Adventure, which again I love because it's that personalization. You've put in your own sort of images and graphics into that. I really loved it. I had great fun playing with that as well. So I applaud you for that because I thought it was a brilliant project. But again, just shows you the kind of extremes where you can go from sort of really simple to something a little bit more, challenging and complex. And I really like those two examples. It's just something you can do within Scratch. And then we have another project, Helen, if you could move on there for me. What I really liked about this one, and we'll kind of play the video and let the video be very self-explanatory, I guess. But what I really liked about this one was that it actually goes through those kind of iterations. So it goes through different stages of being built. So it's starting with an original prototype, using a microbit, and then move through until we actually got to what was an app. So look, I won't spoil it. We'll play the video.
Hi, my name is Moore McCune, a student in the King's Hospital, Dublin. My project is called VIPMOD, Vision Impaired Persons Moving Object Detector. Approximately 250,000 people in Ireland are vision impaired. Globally, this number is over 2 billion. As a vision-impaired person, I have difficulty seeing and hearing oncoming vehicles, such as electric cars or e-scooters. The focus of my project is to develop an app to detect these fast-moving objects for people who are vision-impaired or with other access needs. The app also has many other potential users, such as cyclists, users of e-scooters, and horse riders. This project evolved through 4 different prototypes, culminating in the app that is currently being developed. The first 3 prototypes use microbits, which are affordable pocket-sized computers. Prototype 1 determines a magnetic object's distance from the user by the variation in the strength of its magnetic field. Prototype 2 uses a radio signal between 2 microbits, one in the car and one worn by the person. The varying radio signal strength determines distance. Prototype 3 uses an ultrasonic detector to measure an object's distance, alerting both pedestrian and driver of each other's presence. Prototype 4 is an app which calculates the distance between 2 users. The app sends visual and audio alerts to any users detected in the vicinity. The app incorporates several accessibility functions, such as text-to-speech, voice recognition, and dark mode. My main aim in designing VipMod is to help visually impaired people to live a safer and more independent life, doing things that able-bodied people sometimes take for granted. Thank you so much for listening.
Again,
Our best offer of the year is...
What I love about that one is the fact that it goes through that whole evolution of a project. Starts with something quite simple and ends up an app, which I think is just fantastic, you know. And as Helen said earlier on, you know, that can be your original project, or that can be something you've already made for something else. Come, bring it to Coolest Projects, get some feedback on it, and you never know where it might be by the time you get wherever else you're going with it. So.
Absolutely. That is one of my favorites, Darren. So I'm glad you picked that one to share today.
Yeah.
I love it.
They're all
fantastic. Right. So it was lovely to see some of those projects there. And if that has inspired you to share what you've made already or to get making and make something new, we have lots of resources and things that are available to help you do this. So if you, again, Coolest Projects website, we actually have our guidance and resources pages for mentors, which has some really helpful things in there to help you get making in your class, in your school, in your club with the young people that you work with. We have got a mentor guide, which takes you through the design thinking process, which is really helpful if you want to make some projects and you don't quite know where to start. And that is a great way to get new ideas, ideate the kind of things that you're doing, and then take that all the way through from idea to finished project. We've got a guide there, a guide for mentors, a guide for young people, and some slide decks that you can use in separate sessions. So there's a lot on there for you to use. We also run more webinars like this, but on all our specific categories. So if you're thinking about making a Scratch project, something with AI, coming up from January are some great webinars to get you started. We're still scheduling the dates for those, but they'll be coming around soon in our newsletter. So if you're subscribed to that, get involved, and you can join some calls. And again, on the Guidance for Mentor page, we are still hosting last year's webinars because they were so useful. So again, we've already got some hands-on code alongs, things that you can make and build along with the video to get you started with some new projects. So there's some great help there for you to get started. And I would highly recommend having a look at our project site. So project.raspberrypi.org has, when it says 100, it means like hundreds at this point, hundreds and hundreds of free coding and computing projects and guides at all levels in all kinds of hardware and software, which really are step-by-step and take you from beginning to end how to make a project. And there's some great paths on there as well, which take you through, like the VipMod example that Darren showed, a couple of different skills that will lead you up to a final project that you can make. So highly recommend heading to the projects site if you are looking for inspiration. So If you have any more questions, I've seen we've got a couple, then put that in the chat. This was the question Darren was talking about from earlier. Naveen asking about integrating AI and machine learning using a Raspberry Pi 4 in a project. We have a project path for you. There is some great stuff that we have just put out, and I'll show you here. So projects.raspberrypi.org, we've got a new pathway with our AI toolkit, and it has some great step-by-step guidance to do exactly that. So I would definitely have a little look at that one, Naveen, as a great place to get started. If you've got any more questions, pop them in the chat for us while we're still here. And then the other thing you can do if you want to chat to us is email hello@coolestprojects.org. It's me and my lovely colleague Lizzie on the other end of that inbox. We love reading your emails. Please do get in touch. It's always nice to respond to your questions. If there's anything we can help with, please do let us know. We have also been known, if you're interested and want to run some Coolest Project sessions, we can post you out some stickers, a little poster pack. We love helping out classes, schools, clubs with that. So again, just send us a little email and we can see what we can do there.
I think if I could just kind of go back and reiterate something that you said as well, Helen, about Coolest Projects. I mean, it is a phenomenal event. I mean, it really is. I've been lucky enough to be around Coolest Projects for a long time, you know, in sort of all its iterations, and I always get so much from it. Yeah, alone the young people who the day is actually for. You know, it's such a massive event for inspiration and for them to just really see that, you know, they are a part of this amazing community of makers and what have you. So I can't recommend it enough, guys.
That's the endorsement we need. Yeah, join us. We have great fun. Registration opens on the 14th of January, and I'll just show it again. But if you want to give me an email, any specific questions, anything we can do to help get you there, hello@coolestprojects.org is the email address that you need. Let me just check. Oh, we got another useful question in here. The web gal is saying, can you use some tutorials for your projects? Yeah, absolutely. If you are building a project and you want to use some tutorials, please do. Step-by-step guidance are fantastic. If you're building something that you've seen online and there's a tutorial that gets you to that point, use it. We love to see what you've made. Great place to start.
100%. I mean, a lot of projects are just interpretations of a lot of our projects to start with. You know, it's just that personalization. So wherever your inspiration comes from, 100%.
Exactly. And if anyone would like to use some of the many Flappy Bird tutorials that are online and make me another Flappy Bird game, those are my favorite. We see them every year at Coolest Project. I cannot get enough. I cannot tell you the number of hours that I spend playing all the Flappy Bird games that everyone has made for us. So please do use tutorials as part of it.
I would challenge somebody to make a Flappy Turkey project because we challenged our digital team to do it and they couldn't. So.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. Make a Flappy Turkey project, please, for Darren, and for me, bring it along, use tutorials. And then remember, registration opens on the 14th of January. And if you've got queries, questions, need a hand or anything else, hello@coolestprojects.org is the email address that you need. I don't think we've got any more questions, so I'm going to say thank you so much to everyone who's come along and joined us live. If you're watching back again, hello to you too. Nice to see you here, and please do get in touch. We're really looking forward to seeing lots of you on the 1st of March. Thank you all. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.